One day, a man was dared to create a video game, and as a result, this has become my life. Muck is basically what happens if Minecraft had a baby with a risk of rain. And in the process, I have dared to tempt fate and try to get 100 upgrades in a single run. And so far, that's gone swimmingly. You may have seen the results of 2 hours of training to get 3/4 of the way, but now it's time to rise to the occasion with an audience live on stream. I need funding for power! Give it up now! Oh, did I mention this was for a charity stream? And in case you haven't been acquainted, this here is my skin bag. They'll be here for emotional support. So with that in mind, I re-entered this hostile land to fulfill my charitable promise. And it took 17 different attempts. But just as every thorn has its rose, every attempt came with its own lesson, which I will now impart unto you. This is how you can not only survive, but thrive in the world of Muck. Our journey started with high spirits. Confident after the training, I accepted to challenge the run with any seed that chat offered, which led to this one. And we were off to the races. The plan was the same as before. Race to get a sword as quickly as possible, and then fight as many monsters as we could for upgrades and money to buy other upgrades. But after the first night, I realized something. And this is where we're going to get our weapon, which needs, oh no! The birchwood I would need for the sword is off in the next county. So I booked it across the clearing during nightfall. And that meant, yeah, they hunt you down like the IRS. Or OSHA, I guess, which would be more on theme here. Oh my god, get me out of here. Please! Okay. After taking out the gangrene gang, I indulged in some minor deforestation before realizing a different kind of inconvenient truth. Oh no, I think I went in the wrong direction. That's not good. So, equipped with the navigation skills of a Roomba, I lost both my base and ended up raiding a village to make a new one. Yet even in these circumstances, I couldn't help but find reasons to be grateful. I love the fact that I'm actually not dying on the first night, but there's... Okay, second night's fine. Night 2 is fine. Clearly not put off, I gave it another run with the same seed, with similar results. No! The lesson? Giant goblins hit hard. Luckily, the third attempt went much better. Instead of setting up camp near spawn and racing to the birchwood, I just set up camp near the wood for this little thing we call efficiency. And that paid off. Why was that so painful? And after overcoming some monsters, it was time to fight a more dangerous game. Civilians. Now, some people out there may say that video games encourage violence, and I'm here to say that Muck was much more thoughtful than that. I may be ransacking villages for profit, but Danny made sure to program in a moderator. Oh my fucking, what the fuck is that? I've never seen this before! Understood! Oh my god! I have a double jump. I do know the chests get more expensive over time, but what the fuck? Huh. So that's how it feels to be banned from existence. Up until then, I never even knew this Guardian boss existed, and apparently, it really likes to use an attack that tracks where it thinks you're going to be. But it's fine. We got the sword once. We can get it again. And see, that's right. Like, it's a correct statement. So I'm not sure what happened, but the next couple of attempts went either just as well or fell short of that last one. No. It was time to take a break, but there was just one issue with that. Remember how I said this was a charity stream? Well, people were able to donate money in order to spin something I like to call the Wheel of Pain. And someone paid enough that I spent the next half hour eating rancid jelly beans, doing push-ups, and sharpening pencils while reading classic modern literature. According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees don't care what humans think is possible. But on the flip side, this did give me a good break. So by the time that was done, we had both the time and energy for just one more run. I swapped over to the seed Dave since I was already familiar with that. A bit of a crutch, but pride is for those who can afford it. And you already saw what I'd do for 60 bucks. So reinvigorated, we gave it one more shot. My last failures teaching good habits, keeping my buildings nearby, managing to weave through angry mobs, and even getting a good omen along the way. Whoa! Okay. Checkered shirt, is this what I saw? This is the run? Oh my god, you're right, Reika. This is the run. The game is aware. Perhaps finally, this is it. This is the one. And for the first time all stream, we actually beat a boss. My best run during practice was able to get to day 7, and soon enough, we passed that too and reached day 8. As a reward for that achievement, Muck gave us a bit of advice. Bosses spawn on every 4th night, and I think we can let the stream speak for itself on how that went. Be ready for it? Okay, long range attack, got it. I'm still scared, don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm very scared. That is the attack that I find scary. Every 4th night is a boss guaranteed, great! That's fine. It's noon. I think this fight's gonna take a whole day. Okay, the enemies can actually work to my advantage just a little bit. That's fine. Jump in. Run. And just like that, it was over. I was naive. How could I even think that Muck would ever give anyone good luck? Getting the checkered shirt was nothing more than just a coincidence. Heck, none of these runs went as well as any of the practice attempts. Even this one only got up to 65 upgrades, still far away from the full 100. It goes to show that the real tragedies don't end with a bang, but with a very angry goblin. And then something happened. We decided to have a co-op game just for fun, and someone in the group ended up killing buffed bosses before day 4. How is something like that possible? If it is, there has to be a way I could get there, right? So I changed up the strategy and promised to try again. Instead of getting only a sword before getting upgrades, I decided to keep my eyes open for any chance of upgrading my equipment. Memorizing where I see different ores and tree colors, I could remember where to go to get better gear. I also had to change how I handled time. Before, I would get upgrades by any means necessary, even if it meant risking spawning bosses from totems. Now I can try to upgrade to Mithril ASAP, and then farm totems until the end of day 4. Starting on day 5, totems are off limits, and it's all about getting better gear for the next boss on day 8. Aside from that, I made some small notes on how to handle the different mobs and bosses, and gave it another go the next week. Oh, there is one more thing to mention. I did practice a bit before the stream and was feeling pretty confident about my chances. So to balance that out, I created a channel point reward that would increase the upgrade goal by 1. It's not even showing up on stream, but let's see, you have already spent 5,000 points, and I think we've been live for like 6 minutes. 6,000 points, 5 minutes. Ever ready to enhance my suffering? Chat jumped on that, and the new goal became 116 upgrades. But that's alright. I was sure that this time it was gonna be different. Find a villain. Who is my assailant? Who is my assailant? Just hit and run me. The game said no. No advantages. You're not allowed. Okay, I'm actually about to die if I'm not careful. Ah! Oh no. Come on, slowly but surely, we will win the race, maybe, nope. In my defense, the first tries of any session are usually the worst. So seeing that, chat threw me a bone and sent out an apparently notorious seed named Drugs. Stay in school, kids. Accepting the gift from the strange internet man, I took my time and found out exactly why this seed was so famous. Some good resources. Oh my god. That's a pretty neat seed. All right, I don't want to abuse this, but I am gonna use it a little bit just for fun. Just for fun. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, that's big. That's big. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to have this for a while, even for a boss. It's fine. It was a cool find, but I don't think I want to keep it. After taking a hit and dropping it like the after-school specials taught me, I was happy to rely on the skills that hard work and maybe some mithril fumes bred. Oh, okay, it's time to play. Where are you? Oh, okay, that thing can one-shot me, just saying. Okay, so here's the trick with this guy, this freaking Guardian. He has 3 main attacks. Oh God, get behind this, get behind this. That one is the scariest one. Please, sir. Oh no. Ah! Oh, this is major pain and terror of all kinds. Ah! Stay out of red. Kill it, please be enough. Please, sir, I just want to traverse the lands without issue. Thank you. You too. Okay, it's done. First boss down. Finally, signs of progress. This was the first time I managed to beat the Guardian, and since it was day 5, all that was left was to stay the course and find some adamantite. But maybe just one more totem to celebrate first. Okay, I'm doing something a little, by the way, I'm doing something a little risky here. And that is using totems on day 5, and I just got cocky. That was so dumb. Yeah, I got no excuse for that one. But this was a genuine improvement. So riding that momentum, I started again, and then quickly died trying to back up into trees and rocks. I had to admit, this was getting old. We had run through well over a dozen attempts by now, and while I was sure this was going to work out at some point, I could only stream this challenge for so long. So, it was time for an ultimatum. This is the finale. After this, I'm done doing this on stream. That's it. Since the stakes were so high, I'm just going to show you how the run went instead of narrating it. So, comment your predictions below to see if this is the one where we succeed. And while we're at it, I'm spending this month editing the channel full time, so make sure to subscribe since we'll have a lot more videos like this coming out soon. But that's for another time. Let's get to it. Tools. Bing up. By the way, what are NFTs? Oh my god. It's pictures people take too seriously. Bro, why not just buy art? Exactly. Yeah, I feel like it's fine to do a lot of things for the sake of money to run a business. I get it. Hey, we'll look at you differently if you use NFTs though. Am I gonna kill another village though? Alright, come at me. Can I just Goomba stomp him? Yes. Oh. Got a sword hilt. That's cool. Would you try to manifest ego? Even if you could distort, would you try? I think it's like, I think I would only want to manifest ego in a life or death situation. And if the choices are manifest ego, potentially distort, or die, I'm gonna take the risk. New hardware right off the presses. And that feels good. You see, I almost got cocky and started that totem. That would be a bad idea. 62, 70, we're at 72. We're getting there. Okay, I didn't mean to be there. Oh, okay, that would have been a one-shot kill. Okay, nope, get out, get out, get out, get out. Let's, okay, this means run. This means run. I think we just gotta go for it. Run. Oh, okay, 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 it's fine. Okay, that's the strat. I don't need to deal with you right now. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not ready to lose this. It's not over. It's not over. Come on, please, Guardian. I know you mean well. I know you intend for only good things. Just not for me. Just absolutely not for me. Okay, I think that's enough to start going back in. Oh! Reflex. Reflex check. Get out! Don't get greedy, don't get greedy! Come on, now! Now's the time! Yes! Okay. It's not over till it's over. Exactly! And it's only over for you. Either way, we're just gonna take everything from this world. What's gonna happen first? Am I gonna kill you? Are you gonna hit me? Or am I gonna mine all of this? Okay, well, that's it. Excellent, only 3. Oh, what? Hi, Chief? Why? Hi, Chief? Why though, Chief? I didn't know you would spawn today. Well, it's no biggie. Oh. Listen, his spirit lives on. Well. What the fuck? Why? Why though? They start to spawn naturally after, oh, it's day 10. I see. Obama, please. No! Oh my God. Please, 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 please. Don't do that again. Or at least let me hide behind a cow. Oh God. I'm in an open area, that's not good. Okay, so it's not quite enough to jump over it. Duly noted. Very cool. Cool, now I can run away, but better. Oh no. Nope. No! We even got 100! But it's not enough. It wasn't enough. The practice, the strategies, and even the ultimatum. Like Icarus flying towards the sun, I tried everything I could and got so far, but none of these were enough. I may have reached the original goal of 100 upgrades, but I forgot. This is Danny's world, and if you choose to push further into it, Muck will push back twice as hard. I knew that this goal was possible, but because of the rule I set, I had to concede and never stream Muck again. So, I didn't. But nobody said anything about recording. I don't know what you want me to say at this point. I'm petty. I'm petty and I'm not giving this up because this is just gonna go into a video, so who cares at this point? And this time felt different. Did I say that before? Yes. But unlike then, there was no limit on stream time. And that meant no need to rush. And given all the time in the world, you'd expect that someone could do anything they set out to do, right? Well, one way to find out. Starting out, I decided that upgrades would be an afterthought for this run, and that any fighting should be saved until necessary. In exchange, that would give me the time to focus on getting better weapons and armor quickly. Soon enough, I found a spot that had the supplies I'd need for a sword, but the first challenge was dealing with a camp of golems. Even during the day, these things would respawn. So, I set up my base at a respectable distance so as to not anger the neighbors. One harvest, and an unfortunate misunderstanding later, and we had iron tools before day 2. And as luck would have it, there was a vein of mithril close by the base, plus some fir trees off in the distance. It would take surviving the night, but that was alright because, need I remind you, we have a weapon now. And only a few hours later, realizing this was the perfect time to cut the toxic people out of my life, I packed up and started heading for adamantite to get that next set of gear. However, that was easier said than done. I searched through the night, but for whatever reason, this damn green rock was harder to find than a new graphics card in 2021. So to avoid going off schedule, I started fighting totems and promised to just keep an eye out for it. Having mithril was a godsend for that search. Even though I never picked up any adamantite, the mobs caused no trouble at all. Even an elemental Dave was easy to take down. By the end of day 4, I may not have gotten new gear, but I did have 48 upgrades, including an Enforcer, a Ceremonial Dagger, and Dracula. With the boss approaching though, I felt like it was time for some last-minute preparations. I laid down some structures hoping they could act as a distraction, and for this. Armor. Helmet, okay, it's Gronk! Okay. That's only gonna distract him for so long. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, I can do this. Yeah, okay, you can keep doing that. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is it. This is where I kill him. Oh, okay. That's it. He's dead now. The bad goblin man can't hurt me anymore. With Gronk's stolen teeth in hand, I continued the search for minerals. But in my inventory, I had picked up a ton of mushrooms that could have easily been made into stew. Since it got in the way of exploring, I really only made bases up to this point when it felt absolutely necessary. But if I was gonna survive past day 8, I would need to settle down and cook those for reliable health and hunger regen. In the end, I chose to hold off and rely on apples until day 7, and then just cut my losses if there still wasn't any sign of adamantite by then. Day 6 came with the 56 upgrades in tow, and then it happened. Finally. There was a vein of that good green rock. And not only that, but it was close to oak, obamium, and dark oak too. Everything I would need to get the last tier of upgrades. Breathing a sigh of relief, I set up camp. Night came. And with it, the mobs and a new sword. Eventually, I think some of them just got frustrated because they stopped attacking me and went after the structures. And I let them get their energy out. Because what's the worst that could happen? They break it? Oh no! Now I have to pick it up and put it down again! How horrible! Speaking of up, due to the power of flight, all of the obamium was cooking by nightfall. So now you may be asking, well, check. What's next after an obamium sword? Maybe get a bow to fight from a distance? Yeah, I thought about that. Okay, I hate these buggers. They're genuinely annoying, just to deal with. I guess if I had a bow, I could deal with them more easily, but you know, bows are for quitters. Imbued with the power of embracing toxic sword dominance, as well as some new gear and money, I cleared out my old stock and now had all of day 8 to prepare for the next boss. The lower part of the map was still unexplored territory, so I spent that time opening any affordable chests, reaching 75 upgrades by the time the Guardian came out to play. And to my surprise, the fight was pretty easy. It happened to be near a village, meaning the laser was easy to avoid by hiding behind a shack, and being able to stay close meant not running into the crystal spires. All that was left was weaving in and out to getting good hits until... He's dead. Okay, it's over. There it was, the second boss down, and day 9 upon us. I wasn't totally sure what to do at that time, so I spent the day getting better armor. Luckily, no bosses spawned that night. Day 10, the furthest I've ever gotten in the last runs. At this point, bosses were going to become a lot more common. Even with obamium, fighting them back to back was going to be tough. I needed a new way to keep up. Totems were still too dangerous since they could spawn 3 buff bosses. So I took a risk and decided to fight Chief since that was just 1 buff boss. Maybe I was used to Chief's movements by now or had really good fight upgrades, but he went down without much hassle. This was the answer. By that night, I had 100 upgrades and was ready for a fight. And I think these 4 words sum up how it felt. 2 at once, eh? Oh, I got chunk damage! Blessed be! Now there's just 1. Where is Gronk? There he is. There's the bastard. Oh, there are so many hits going around, it's not even funny. Just get rid of him! Oh god, it's so upsetting. Okay, chunk damage. That's enough. That did it. Day 11, the furthest attempt yet. Despite spending over 30 hours on it, this world felt new again. The goal of 116 upgrades was in reach, but there was no telling how soon that could end. To cover my bases, I checked one more time to see if there was any new gear that could help. And sure enough, there was a new option under weapons. Chief's Spear. The tool of the first boss I could defeat would now become the defender of my own life. In testing, it already did so much more damage than the obamium sword. This could work. I started activating totems again, no longer afraid of spawning 3 bosses. And even spawning buff guardians didn't pose a threat. I had nearly 700 health, the power of flight, and a chance to practically one-shot a boss with chunk damage. Without realizing it, I had already shot past the 116 benchmark, having nearly 150 upgrades by the end of day 12. That was it! The challenge was over! All of the time and effort was worth it after all. But the world was still there. I was still alive, and it didn't look like anything could come to kill me anytime soon. Could it? I had to find out. Every world in Muck has 50 battle totems in it, not counting the boss totems. Surely one of them would spawn 3 buff bosses. If anything could end the run, it would be that. And while searching around and seeing firsthand how ragdolls worked, I eventually got my answer on day 14. Yeah, I think they're fine with it. Oh, Chief again. Great. I also realized the time. Huh. Can I just tank this? The answer is yes, apparently. That's like 4 upgrades in 1 totem. That's ridiculous. And kind of beautiful, if you don't think about it a lot. So that really is it. There are no more obstacles. Muck had nothing left that could overcome this run. Like a billionaire flying in my spaceship, I could lord this power above any of the mobs or even any of the so-called bosses that walked on the ground. Even going from one end of the map to the other could nearly be done without ever touching the floor. What mountains are left to climb when even the tallest peaks may as well be the size of pebbles? What do you do when becoming public enemy number 1 is finished? I asked myself these and other questions, and could only feel empty. There was nothing left for me here, nor anything that could take it away. If this was going to end, I'd have to end it myself. There was only one answer: the boat. Danny's pre-made method for how to end the game. Fix it, write it, beat the final boss, and you win. I wish I could say it was cathartic to get all the materials and build up my path to escape, but in reality, it was just a lot of this. Oh. Good. Sure, the bosses would get stronger and more plentiful day by day, but that served as only a distraction at this point. The end I wanted was something they could no longer provide. So the cycle continued, and by day 22, I used every material to finish my express ticket out of here. There was only one thing left to do. Bob, the final boss, was something I'd never seen before, and while they clearly wouldn't be easy to catch, even they didn't strike the same fear into me that Gronk, Chief, or the Guardians once did. Although the game apparently thought I should have 3,000 health for this? Like, sure, okay? It doesn't matter. And while the last strike may have been gratuitous, it was also freeing. The run was finally over. I had defeated this hostile world that sought to not be overtaken. I experienced everything there was to Muck. I mean, not bows, but those don't really count. Y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. I think this is the longest one yet that hasn't been some kind of stream VOD, so it was a hell of a learning experience. I hope you got something out of it for your own Muck journeys too. As for me, it's been a long 23 days of only being around things wanting to kill me. I don't know how yet, but I think it's time to celebrate. Catch you around.